Wonder Woman number 30, Shia Fontana writing, David Messina on art. So this wrapped up this 5 issue arc by Fontana.
Thank the patrons.
Man, I don't get it. I love this issue.
I
I
know, of course.
I love it. I think it's the second weakest of the arc, but I don't feel Matt's disdain for it either. I'm not sure why he's so strong against it.
Just didn't like it. I wasn't here to talk about the issue, 29? Was that
The last one, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Which I liked. I liked her fighting all of those
Yeah.
bounty hunters.
I,
That was pretty cool.
I thought 3 and 4 were. When I say 3 and 4, you know what I mean. I mean the top
Yeah.
and fourth
Issues,
issue.
yeah.
3 and 4 I thought were really strong, and I thought the first one was pretty strong. 2 I really didn't like. This one is not as bad as 2, but I do think
It's
a
close.
I think it's clunkier. It rushes through some of it, which feels a bit weird. And it does mostly sort of tie into a lot of what issue 2 was. You know, it was mostly what issue 2
See,
set up that this brought back
For,
up
for
again.
me, this makes issue 2 better because it takes the same, thematic ideas, but it improves upon them, and it makes issue 2 feel more relevant in the overall arc.
Okay. So basically, this issue, Wonder Woman's at this place. She's agreed to go to this guy who put the hit on her because he wants her blood, and she's basically agreeing to go along with it. But almost immediately, he basically admits, "Yeah, I mean, we might cure things, but really, we just want to make super soldiers with your blood. So, here's my team of super soldiers who've already been made from some of the blood we've already got from you, uh, from the doctor because she was working for him, and." She disagrees. They fight. Steve and Etta show up. They help fight a bit.
I will say Steve looks crazy young in this issue.
He does a bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of the soldiers kind of believes in Wonder Woman, so she kind of turns sides. And they fight a bit. Etta's got grenades, and action ensues. And
I think my favorite thing about this is that, again, going back to Ruckus One, is the way the lasso is used in interesting ways. The way it forces them to, it makes the blood become pure again, because it's like the idea that the truth of them
Why?
the reality of their blood is
that's
just
fine.
humanity. And I really like that.
I felt like it introduced its ideas and then wrapped them up really quickly. It didn't even try to, the bad guy didn't even try to pretend that he was still trying to heal people from.
That's fair. I think it could have done with another issue for the arc overall in that sense.
Yeah, I'd say that. And then everything gets wrapped up. I guess the important things at the end is, but I like the scene at the end when she's with the kid, or Etta's niece, and they have that sweet moment. I think the main thing going forward, though, that might be brought back up is that the guy, you think he's been arrested, but it's actually 2 of his agents who take him away, and they say, "Oh, we are in charge now, and we want to be super powered again." So it seems like they're going to pop back up at some point. It feels like they've been left hanging for a reason.
It does, yeah. I'd be okay if Shea Fontana comes back at some point.
I kind of... It's going to be a weird complaint, considering you only have one Wonder Woman book, but if, this was a Sensation Comics storyline, I think I would have liked it a little more. Just because it feels like it's fleshing out her.
I get what you're saying.
Supporting.
Seeing as we only have the one book,
I know.
then
So I said it was going to be weird. I had a preamble. Right?
Yeah, I didn't hate it, because I hated the second issue. I hated the whole Doctor hulking up thing. I thought that was really stupid. This was a bit better. It felt rushed to me, which was my biggest problem with it. And as a result, it felt kind of clunky. It had a couple of good little moments. I really liked, the one soldier who turned to the good side, and she's like, I wanted to be a hero like you, and what can I do now? And Wonder Woman says, you can be a hero, but you're not going to do it as some knockoff Wonder Woman, or you're not going to do it as a superhero. You're going to do it as you, whatever her name was, but you're going to do it as you. And it was a silhouette panel. It looked quite nice. It was the point was getting across quite well. So I had some good little moments like that. The ideas weren't terrible. It felt too rushed to me to really hit home.
And I agree.
No, that's fair.
Any more points?
I really like the art again. I think Messina's Wonder Woman's really, really strong.
It is good. I did prefer the previous artist though, Andolfo from the earlier issues.
Who, of course, we just saw on Teen Titans.
Which is why he's not
agree.
doing this.
I think they're
There's a
better.
sense of motion to Andolfo's art that we even saw in Teen Titans this week.
Yeah.
That was in that last issue that I really enjoyed. So shame I wasn't here to talk about it, because Connor seems to think I hate this entire arc.
No, last issue was Messina as well. Andolfo was
was
the
it?
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last issue's art was better though. I felt that this one,
Yeah.
there was a lot of panels, especially with Steve and Etta sneaking in, where it felt like the faces just weren't there for whatever reason.
Yeah, I felt like I was getting lost because, the only way I knew it was Steve is the way he was dressed. and he
Yeah,
kind of started to feel similar to some of the other super soldiers.
I will say they often kept them at a distance so that they didn't have to show the faces too much.
Yeah.
I think that's just a natural weakness of they knew Steve looked a bit weird up close and a bit young, so they just kept him at a distance. But then a byproduct of that was Etta got caught up with that because she was sharing the scene with him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it felt a bit weird in that sense. So yeah, not a great end to the arc, but you know,
I have to say, I enjoyed the arc overall.
not the worst thing ever. I enjoyed the assassins plot way more than I enjoyed what the assassins were were wanting or for. Like that ended up not being as great to me. Even if I like some of the ideas, like the themes of her, like her body being her own and people want it, and like she's willing to give it up to a point if it is going to save people. Like that was an interesting thing to explore. It was just a bit too rushed. Is what I keep coming back to.
It's 6 issues instead of 5.
Yeah, probably. I think that this last issue you could clearly probably stretch out to 2 issues and it would have fit much better.
I agree.